Alrighty, good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Courteney Jacobazzi. We obviously have a lot to talk about in the weather department, including the dangerous cold on the way and the potential for winter weather. We are starting to get a little more clarity on that potential for winter weather across the area, so we are going to take you through everything that we know so far. Right now, we aren't able to give you exact specifics in terms of the exact amount of snow that we could see here in North Georgia, but we are starting to get at least some finer details of who has the greatest potential of seeing at least an inch of snow. That doesn't look like a lot of us, unfortunately, if you were hoping for more snow, but we're going to take you through everything that we know to get you ready for it. I'm just logging in here really quick to get you going, but right now I want to start with what we kind of look at when it comes to our forecasting process. So over the last several days, we've been looking at more so trends. What have the models been trending towards? And what we've been telling you is mainly kind of along and south of that I-85 corridor is where our main focus would be for the highest snowfall totals. And that's definitely still the case. I would almost argue more so south of I-20 is where our highest snowfall totals would be. And then, of course, we were looking at the kind of timing and storm type. Are we looking at snow, sleet, ice? And yesterday we were able to tell you we're not necessarily looking at ice, we're more so looking at snow. Now today, we're able to give you more of the nitty-gritty details of the timing. It looks like it'll be more of a Tuesday afternoon and evening event. We are just looking at snow. We can at least give you an idea of snowfall totals. Let's first get you through today. We did have a first alert weather day this morning for the dense fog. That has now cleared. A few mountain flurries will be possible through the day today. We'll hold on to those cloudy skies. Temperatures will be dropping. We'll be in the 30s by noon and we'll stay in the 30s through the evening until 9 o'clock. We'll drop into the 20s. However, it is going to be windy today. When you notice that wind picking up, that's the cold air ushering in, and it is going to feel even colder. So we're talking feels like temperatures through the afternoon in the 20s to low 30s. Very cold. You are going to need the coat. You'll probably want the hat and the scarf, anything to kind of keep you bundled up. Of course, when your head warms, I feel like when your head is warm, your whole body is warm, and your feet too. So make sure you got your thick socks out because you're going to need them. Going into tomorrow, it gets even colder. We will have that Arctic air mass settle in, and the National Weather Service has already issued these cold weather alerts for you that'll go into effect 1 a.m. tonight, so overnight tonight into noon tomorrow. The area highlighted in purple, that's an extreme cold warning, and what that means is feels like temperatures, wind chills between -7 and near zero. That includes the city of Atlanta. And that cold weather advisory in the blue there is for wind chills between about 6 to 10 degrees that will be possible tomorrow morning. Now, I will say that it's going to be dangerously cold for upwards of 70 to 80 hours. So once we go below freezing tonight, even though tomorrow is bitterly cold, going beyond tomorrow, it's really not going to warm up all that much. So you do need to prepare for this cold because tomorrow, of course, being MLK Day, a lot of you are off work. Of course, the kids are off of school. There's a lot of events going on tomorrow, so you definitely need to bundle up if you're heading to any of those. But also a lot of resources will be closed. A lot of offices are closed tomorrow for MLK Day, so you'll want to just be preparing your pipes, your plants, your pets today because tomorrow some of those resources might be limited, right? Let's take you into tomorrow morning. So our first alert weather day will kick off tomorrow morning as the cold air ushers in even more and the wind picks up. We're looking at feels like temperatures as low as -6 in the mountains to 5 degrees in the city of Atlanta, down to like 7 to 10 in Noonan and Thomaston. Through the day tomorrow, it's going to struggle to feel warmer than the teens north of the city to low 20s in the city of Atlanta. Very, very frigid all day. So again, with the cold lasting from tonight all the way through tomorrow, feeling even colder, more than likely we will start to have some pipes burst. We saw it last week with our last winter weather event. When temperatures get cold, sometimes the pipes just can't handle it. And this is by and large the coldest air of the season so far ushering in. So again, today is the day to kind of get prepared for it. And of course, get all that winter wear back out. We've been, I wouldn't say mild the last few days, but definitely not necessarily every single winter layer worthy the last couple of days. So make sure you have those handy and ready to rock and roll. Going into Tuesday, that's the day we're watching for our potential for snow. So let's take you through one of our higher resolution models. We finally are starting to get some more finer detail to the forecast with these higher resolution models available to us going out into Tuesday. We do know that Tuesday will start cloudy and cold. We're going to start in the 20s on Tuesday, and it'll feel colder. The wind will still be quite blustery on Tuesday. We'll stay mostly dry through noon, and then as we head into the early afternoon, starting at around 1 o'clock, we could have a few showers move into South Georgia, places like our southern viewing area, I should say. So from LaGrange to Thomaston to Griffin, early afternoon Tuesday. Now, here's a look at 4 o'clock. This is when a lot of you will be leaving work on Tuesday if you do have to go to work. Maybe this is one of the days where the bosses say we're calling it a half day and you leave at noon, right? Or you just don't go at all. But that decision could be made, of course, over the next couple of days. But Tuesday afternoon, south of I-20, snow showers look the most likely for the afternoon hours. This latest run of the graph, which is the model you're looking at right now, again, one of our higher resolution models, did shift this snow a little further south. Earlier this morning, we were looking at bands of snow as far north as Gwinnett County. Notice around 5 o'clock, some of that snow does start to lift into the city of Atlanta, so we could have a brief, hour or so of snow in the city of Atlanta. Most of it, though, will set up south of I-85 and south of I-20. So the longest duration of snow showers and the highest accumulations of snow, I think, are going to sit in central Georgia. One thing, of course, we're not going to have a lot of moisture. And that was kind of our big question. How much moisture do we have for this essential low that's going to be riding along the Gulf, giving us this snow chance? How much moisture is going to make it into North Georgia? Right now, it looks like our air is going to be very dry. And what does that mean? Even as snow is falling, it might be evaporating before it hits the surface. So it's looking very unlikely that we'll see at least an inch of snow or even an inch of snow in the city of Atlanta. I think our snowfall totals will stay under an inch in Atlanta. It's more so south in central Georgia, which is crazy. When I tell you that the Florida Panhandle has a higher chance of snow, or at least a higher accumulation of snow than North Georgia, that is crazy business, but that's the forecast. This will be a very interesting snow event from South Texas, along the Gulf Coast through Louisiana into Alabama and Mississippi, and then along the Florida Panhandle and South Georgia. So really interesting setup. But here's a look at what the European model says, and this is kind of where I'm going towards. Now, I don't think the mountains will pick up half an inch of snow. If you live north of Atlanta, I think your snowfall will stay maybe to a trace at best, if any accumulation. But for the city of Atlanta, this is giving you kind of a general idea that we'll pick up, I think, less than an inch of snow in Atlanta between the air being so dry, so some of it evaporating before it even reaches the ground. And it looks like just a shorter duration of that snowfall for Atlanta. I'm thinking that maybe a light accumulation is possible, with the highest totals down in our southern counties, so Thomaston, places like Upson County, Lamar County, Jasper, Putnam County. You could see snowfall totals of upwards of an inch of snow. The highest totals, though, are going to stay down in central Georgia, down towards Macon. And you can see that with this graphic here, where you're seeing the purple color. Macon could pick up 3+ inches of snow, which is wild. Meanwhile, look at Atlanta. We're not sitting in that threshold of at least an inch of snow. I think our totals will stay below that going into Tuesday. Taking you into our First Alert 7-day forecast. This is what it looks like. We are going to stay cold. In fact, again, remember I said once we go below freezing tonight, we are going to stay near or below freezing for 70 to 80 hours or so. So a prolonged period of extreme cold, and then we'll finally go above freezing Wednesday. We'll go back. The mornings will stay freezing. They'll stay in the upper 20s to low 30s, but we'll go above freezing every afternoon Wednesday and beyond. Finally, on Saturday, we'll get closer to 50 degrees. We'll see a lot of sunshine. So the back half of the week looks a lot better, but in the meantime, temperatures will be in the 30s this afternoon, maybe a stray flurry or two in the mountains. Waking up in the teens tomorrow, but it'll feel more like the negative numbers to the single digits in Atlanta. Very cold. If you have any plans tomorrow, there's a lot of parades going on, a lot of events for MLK Day tomorrow. You just need to bundle up in every which way. If they're inside, great. Of course, we have the college football playoff game tomorrow at the Benz. That will be closed, thankfully. But if you were planning on getting together beforehand with your friends, you probably want to move that inside if you can as well, just to stay warm. And then we will watch for that snow potential on Tuesday. I might drop that rain coverage or that snow coverage to 40%, especially with models trending further south. Right now, it is looking unlikely that Atlanta will see even an inch of snow, so it's not going to be like last week's event. And if you live north of Atlanta, your snowfall potential is looking less and less as well. Really not expecting much accumulation north of the city. It's going to be south of the city where we'll see our highest accumulations. And then we stay cold through the week with temperatures gradually warming back into the 40s on Friday, and we'll go back closer to 50 degrees next Saturday. Still working out the details on our First Alert weather day, particularly for Tuesday. We know that it's going to be dangerously cold with those extreme wind chills tomorrow, but Tuesday we still have some time to fine-tune the forecast. The low that is going to ride along the Gulf and bring the snow along the Gulf Coast and into parts of Georgia, that hasn't developed yet. So once that develops, that's really going to give us a good idea of exactly what to expect. But again, like I mentioned, mentioned, we do know the air is very dry here, so that will limit our snowfall potential, or at least our snowfall accumulation as we go through the afternoon on Tuesday. Timing will be important, of course, for those of you trying to kind of plan around your day on Tuesday. Right now, it does look like the afternoon into the evening is our best time frame for that, but we will give you every update as we receive them, both on air, online, and make sure you have that First Alert Weather app downloaded. It'll be a great tool to have as we learn more details and really get into the nitty-gritty of our forecast for our winter weather potential on Tuesday. All right, everyone, thanks so much for spending time with me this morning. Again, have that First Alert Weather app handy. In fact, I'm about to go make another app push for that this morning. You'll be updated all day long on everything you need to know. Stay warm today and the next couple of days, and we'll catch you here next time.